2012, a Canadian mechanic printed $250 million in fake US dollars. His bills passed every test. Banks accepted them. ATMs dispensed them. The Secret Service had no idea how he did it. Frank Bourassa was not a criminal mastermind. He was a high school dropout from Trois-Rivières, Quebec. He worked as a mechanic. He was good with his hands. But in 2005, his business was failing. He owed thousands of dollars. His wife was worried. He needed money fast. He thought about robbing a bank. He thought about stealing cars. He thought about selling drugs. None of those options felt right. He did not want to hurt anyone. Then he had an idea. Why rob a bank, he said to himself, when you can print your own money? He laughed at first. Then he stopped laughing. He started studying. For months, he read everything about currency. He learned about paper. He learned about ink. He learned about printing presses. He even found the US government's own printing manual online. It was 147 pages long. He read it 5 times. He took notes in a black spiral notebook. He still has that notebook today. He learned that the US government bought its paper from a company in Germany. He learned that the ink was made by a Swiss company. He learned that real money has raised ink. Fake money is flat. He needed a special press to create that effect, an intaglio press that weighed 4 tons. His wife saw him reading strange books. "What are you doing?" she asked. "Starting a new business," he said. She did not ask more questions. She trusted him. That was a mistake. She later told a reporter, "I thought he was going through a midlife crisis. I never thought he was learning to print money." For 3 years, he worked alone in a small warehouse. He bought old printing presses from Europe. He ordered special paper from Italy. He mixed his own ink. He installed soundproofing on the walls so the neighbors would not hear the presses at night. He told no one. In 2008, he printed his first perfect bill, a $20 note. He could not tell it was fake. He bought a loaf of bread and a carton of milk at a small grocery store. He paid with his fake bill. The cashier did not look at it. The bank accepted it the next day. "Once you see that perfect bill," he later said, "you cannot go back. It is like a drug." His wife found stacks of $100 bills in the garage. "Where did these come from?" she asked. "Stock market," he said. She did not believe him. She started sleeping in a separate room. She stopped asking questions. She looked away. Bourassa did not sell his fake money on the street. He was smarter than that. He found middlemen, people who knew people who moved large amounts of cash. He met one in a coffee shop in Montreal. The man wore a gold watch and a black leather jacket. He ordered an espresso. He did not smile. "I have something for you," Bourassa said. He slid a $100 bill across the table. The middleman picked it up. He held it to the light. He felt the paper. He checked the watermark. He scratched the president's jacket with his fingernail. Real money has raised ink. He felt the ridges. "This is real," he said. "It's not," Bourassa said. The middleman froze. His hand stopped moving. He looked at Bourassa, then at the bill, then back at Bourassa. He did not ask how. He did not ask why. He was not curious. He was greedy. "How much?" he asked. Bourassa almost laughed. 30 cents on the dollar, Bourassa said, for 100,000 batches. The mediator did not hesitate. He gave the order. 500,000 worth. He did not ask for a sample. He did not ask for proof. He just said yes. Bourassa had never seen anyone trust a stranger so quickly. It scared him. 2 weeks later, Bourassa parked behind an abandoned warehouse near the St. Lawrence River. He left a cardboard box by the dumpster. He did not put his name on it. He did not leave a note. He drove away. He watched from a distance. A black car with tinted windows pulled up 10 minutes later. A man in a leather jacket got out. The same gold watch. He picked up the box. He did not look around. He drove away. Bourassa never learned the man's real name. He did not want to know. He just wanted to print and sell. But every time he heard a car outside his warehouse at night, he stopped the presses. He held his breath. He counted to 60. He listened. Then he started the presses again. His wife noticed the money. Stacks of it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in their garage. "Where did this come from?" she asked. "Stock market," Bourassa said. She did not believe him, but she did not call the police. She started sleeping in a separate room. She stopped asking questions. She was scared. "I was scared," she later told a reporter. "I had 2 children. I did not want to lose my husband. I looked away." Bourassa heard her through the bedroom door. He felt guilty. He wanted to tell her the truth, but he could not stop. The money was too good. The thrill was too strong. He told no one. Not his friends, not his parents, not his priest. He was the only person in the world who knew how his money was made. He kept his secrets in his head. At night, he dreamed of being caught. He woke up in cold sweats. Then, he went back to the presses. Bourassa studied real U.S. currency under a microscope. He saw tiny red and blue fibers embedded in the paper. Most counterfeiters ignore this detail. He did not. He found a supplier in Germany who sold the same fibers. He learned that real bills have raised ink. Fake money is flat. He bought a used intaglio press from Ohio. It weighed 4 tons. He spent 3 months learning how to use it. He ruined thousands of dollars of paper before he got it right. He tested every bill before he sold it. UV light, watermark, serial number, magnetic strip. He held each one up to a lamp. One mistake and the whole batch would be worthless. He never made a mistake. He also learned about microprinting. Words so small you need a magnifying glass to read them. He bought a special lens. He spent hours examining his work. His eyes hurt. He did not stop. One night, he printed a $100 bill and compared it to a real one. He called his wife into the garage. "Which one is fake?" She looked at both. She turned them over. She held them up to the light. "I don't know," she said. He smiled. He had created something that even his own wife could not tell from the real thing. He slept well that night for the first time in months. No nightmares. No cold sweats. The Secret Service later examined his bills. "We have never seen anything like this," one agent said. He did not copy money. He recreated it. His fake $100 bills were so good that even the agency's own experts could not tell the difference. Bourassa printed 20, 20, 50, and 100 bills. When did he print 100 bills? He never printed 1, nor 5. Too much work for such a small profit. By 2011, he had printed over 250 million. He was the biggest counterfeiter in history, and no one knew his name. The Secret Service was confused. Fake $100 bills kept appearing in banks across the United States. But the bills were perfect. No mistakes, no blurry edges, no wrong colors. The agents had never seen anything like this. They tested the paper. It was real currency paper from Germany. The same paper that the US government uses for its own bills. The supplier had broken its own rules. They had sold to someone who was not a government. They traced the paper to a German company. The German company said they had sold it to a small printing business in Canada. The business was run by a man named Frank Bourassa. Agent Mike Campbell looked at Bourassa's file. High school dropout, mechanic, no criminal record. "This guy?" he said. "He doesn't look like a counterfeiter. He looks like someone's uncle." But they kept watching. They followed him. They tapped his phone. They hired a forensic accountant. They found nothing. Bourassa paid cash for everything. He did not deposit his fake money in banks. Bourassa noticed a black sedan parked across the street. It stayed there for 3 hours. He did not go to the warehouse that night. He stayed home. He watched TV. He pretended nothing was wrong. The next day, the car was gone. He bought a large house. He paid cash. He bought a boat. He paid cash. He took his family on vacation to Florida. He paid with crisp, new $100 bills. No one blinked. No one asked questions. The agents were frustrated. They had never seen a counterfeiter this careful. Bourassa left no traces, no receipts, no witnesses, no mistakes, just perfect fake money and a lot of questions. One agent threw a report across the room. "How is this possible?" he shouted. No one answered. They had no answers. They had no leads. They had nothing. Bourassa made one mistake. He ordered too much paper at once. 20 tons. The German supplier was suspicious. No small printing business needed that much paper. They called the authorities. The Secret Service now had enough evidence to search his building. They planned the raid for May 2012. They waited for a night when Bourassa was working late. They surrounded the warehouse. At 2 a.m., they smashed the door open. Bourassa was standing in front of his printing press. His hands were covered in ink. He did not run. He did not hide. He just stood there. The agents found 3 printing presses running at full speed. Stacks of fake bills were piled on tables. $250 million worth. They had never seen so much counterfeit money in one place. Agent Campbell picked up a $100 bill. He held it to the light. He looked at the watermark. He looked at the serial number. He scratched the president's jacket. "I can't tell," he said. "This is the best I have ever seen." They also found Bourassa's notebook. Pages and pages of instructions. How to mix the ink. How to set the presses. How to create watermarks. It was a counterfeiter's Bible. Bourassa was arrested. He was led out of the warehouse in handcuffs. His neighbors watched from across the street. They had no idea what he had been doing. They thought he ran a small printing business. When they asked him how he learned to print money, he smiled. "I read the U.S. government's own printing manual," he said. "It is available online. Anyone can download it." The agents checked his computer. He was right. The manual was there. He had printed it out and studied it for months. 147 pages, highlighted, dog-eared, coffee-stained. Bourassa sat in a cell for 2 weeks. He did not sleep well. He lost weight. He knew he could face 60 years in prison. His wife did not visit. His children did not call. He was alone. Then he made a decision. He asked to speak to the prosecutor. "I will tell you everything," he said. "How I made the paper, how I mixed the ink, how I created the watermarks." The prosecutor was skeptical. "Why would you do that?" he asked. Bourassa leaned forward. "Because I want to go home," he said. "I have children. I want to see them grow up." The Secret Service agreed. They had never captured a counterfeiter of this skill. They wanted to know his secrets. Bourassa spent 3 days explaining his process. He filled 3 binders with notes. He showed them how to detect his own bills. "Look here," he said, pointing to a tiny spot. "This is the only flaw. I could not fix it. No one would see it without a microscope." He also gave them the names of everyone who bought his fake money: the middlemen, the distributors, the street sellers. He had kept records. He handed over a notebook, black cover, just like the one he used for his notes. The Secret Service used his information to arrest dozens of people across Canada and the United States. It was one of the largest counterfeiting busts in history. In exchange, Bourassa received a light sentence. He was sentenced to time served. He had already spent 2 years in jail awaiting trial. He walked free. The judge looked at him. "You are a gifted man," he said. "You could have done great things with that gift. Do not do it again." Bourassa nodded. He said nothing. Bourassa returned to his small town. The house was gone. The boat was gone. The printing presses were destroyed. He had a fine of $150,000 and no way to pay it. His wife divorced him. She took the children. She told a reporter, "I loved him, but I could not live with the lies." Bourassa sat alone in a rented apartment. He stared at the wall. He wrote a book. He gave interviews. He explained his methods. The Secret Service was not happy, but they could not stop him. He had already served his time. A collector offered him $100,000 for one of his original printing plates. Bourassa refused. "It would be like selling a piece of myself," he said. He kept the plate in a closet. Today, Bourassa works as a consultant. He advises banks on how to spot fake bills. His fake money is still circulating. The Secret Service estimates that millions of dollars of his counterfeit currency are still in use. A currency dealer once told him, "I have handled millions of dollars. I cannot tell your bills from real ones. That is not a crime. That is art." Bourassa smiled. He had heard that before. He has no regrets. "I did not hurt anyone," he says. "I did not steal from anyone. I just printed paper. The government did not like it, but I never felt like a criminal." When asked if he would do it again, he pauses. Then he smiles. "Ask me tomorrow," he says. Here's the question that keeps economists awake. If you could print perfect money that no one could detect, would you do it? Is it even a crime if no one loses? The government says yes. Counterfeiting is theft. It devalues the currency. It hurts the economy. It is a crime. But Bourassa disagrees. "I printed 250 million, he said. "The US economy is 20 trillion. I couldn't even make a difference. Nobody lost a penny." The Economist calculated his impact. Inflation less than 0.001%. Invisible. Impossible to measure. Bourassa once proved his point at a security conference. He handed out $100 bills to the audience. Half were real. Half were his. "Raise your hand if you can tell the difference," he said. No one raised their hand. "Trust is not based on paper," he says. "Trust is based on people. If you trust the person giving you money, you do not check it." He looked at the audience. "You trusted me. You did not check." Some economists agree with him. They say that a small amount of counterfeit money does not harm the economy. It just creates invisible inflation. Impossible to measure. Impossible to notice. Others disagree. They say that counterfeiting erodes trust in currency. If people cannot trust their money, the economy collapses. It does not matter how much is printed. It matters that someone succeeded. Bourassa has a simple answer. "I am not a criminal," he says. "I am a printer. The government prints money to pay its debts. I printed money to pay mine. Same machine, same paper, same ink, different permission. Bourassa's story became famous. Documentaries were made. Books were written. He became a folk hero to some, a criminal to others. He did not care. He knew what he had done. In 2019, a museum in Canada asked to display one of his printing presses. Bourassa agreed. The press now sits behind glass. Visitors stare at it and wonder. A sign explains how he made his money. The museum also displays one of his fake 100 bills. Next to them are real 100 bills. A sign says, "This bill fooled the Secret Service. Can you spot the flaw?" A magnifying glass hangs on the wall. Bourassa visited the museum once. He stood in front of his old printing press. He did not say anything. He just looked at it. Then he left. A journalist asked him how he felt. "Proud," he said, "and sad. I lost everything. But I proved something. Anyone can do it if they try hard enough." He paused. He looked at the press one last time. Then he walked away. The only difference between him and the government, he says, is that they have a license to print money. He did not. Same machine, same paper, same ink, different permission. His fake bills are still circulating. The Secret Service estimates that millions of dollars of his counterfeit currency are still in use. They cannot tell which ones are fake. They have given up trying. Bourassa does not talk about the money anymore. He does not miss the presses. He does not miss the late nights. He misses the feeling of doing something no one else could do. "I was the best," he says. "No one will ever print better money than me." That is not a brag. That is just the truth. What do you believe? Is printing money a victimless crime? Or is it stealing from everyone? Bourassa has answered this question many times. His answer never changes. "I did not hurt anyone," he says. "I did not steal from anyone. I just printed paper." The government disagrees. They say he stole from every American. Every dollar he printed lost a tiny fraction of its value. Invisible, but real. Bourassa laughs at this. "The government prints money every day," he says. "They call it stimulus. I call it the same thing. Different permission." He does not expect you to agree with him. He does not need your approval. He only wants you to think about the question. "Everyone thinks they would say no," he says. "But when you see that perfect bill, when you hold it in your hand, when you spend it and no one notices," he pauses, "you would say yes." He takes a $100 bill from his pocket. Real or fake? He does not say. He holds it up. He looks at it. Then he puts it back. He walks away. This is Old Frame. Thank you for watching. If you want more stories about unlikely criminals and perfect crimes, hit subscribe.